So the first person that's going to come up is Mr. Demetrius Jordan. And I want you guys to listen and take something from what he has to say, okay?
All right, thank you, Miss K. How everybody doing? Y'all feeling all right? All right, so look, I'm gonna take too much of your time. Miss K told me that I got about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna tap in, I'm gonna tap out, all right? So what I need y'all to do, don't look like y'all have any book bags, really. So if you get your phones out, I'm gonna have you to just put like 2 things in your phones and your notes. I promise you, the second I leave, if you don't wanna record this, if you don't wanna keep it, you wanna delete it, forget it, go for it. But while I'm here, I just ask you to put 2 things in your phone for me. Y'all think y'all can do that for me? All right, thank you. So the first thing I want y'all to know is to not accept the life that's been given to you. All right? Don't accept the life that's been given to you. Now, I'm gonna explain to you what I mean by that, right? All right? So what Miss K would like me to do, she'd like me to talk to y'all about how I was homeless, right? And how I went to college, and I graduated college after being homeless. And she'd like to talk, she would like for me to talk to y'all about how I was in a car wreck and how I almost died, right? I mean, I get it, right? I get it. It's a motivational story. It's inspirational, right? It's touching even to me, and it's my story. But what I'd rather do, I'd rather talk to y'all today a little bit about something that I feel like is a little bit more relatable. Not that I don't feel like being homeless is relatable, because I was homeless in the 6th grade. I was homeless in the 7th grade, right? But what I would rather talk to y'all about today is something that I found out about when I heard about it a little bit before the 7th and 8th grade. But right around the time that I was in the 7th and 8th grade, I think that's when it hit me the most. Right around the time I was you all's age. Right? And it's this thing called peer pressure. Right? Do anybody, I want you to raise your hand in here if you know what peer pressure is. All right, everybody being honest? Do anybody else know what peer pressure is? Would anybody like to tell me what peer pressure is? Anybody bold enough to tell me? Everybody too shy to speak? You don't know? All right, so listen to me. Peer pressure is simply something, it's when a peer of yours or a friend of yours, right, somebody or even a family member, somebody around your age tries to pressure you to do something that you don't want to do, right? Now, peer pressure, there's 2 types of peer pressure. There's positive peer pressure and there's negative peer pressure, all right? But I want to talk to you today about something called negative peer pressure, right? Because when I was in the 8th grade, I didn't take peer pressure that serious. I used to hear the term peer pressure and I was like, that's the weak people. I don't deal with that. I don't care about peer pressure, right? I had a selfish mindset. And I'm gonna keep it a whole book with y'all. I'm not gonna listen. I was told I can keep it real with y'all, right? If you was in the 3rd grade, maybe I'll talk to you a little different. Maybe I want to share this with you. But I was told I can be real with y'all today. So I'm gonna be real with y'all. Peer pressure is so serious that it makes people hurt themselves. Peer pressure is so serious that it makes people hurt others. Peer pressure is so serious that it makes people take their own life. It just got real. It makes people take their own life. And I know people, right, from my childhood who took their own life from peer pressure, all right? So, I was a schoolboy, right? I don't have a story of being a knucklehead and I wanted to skip classes and I didn't want to behave. I didn't have that story. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I love school. But I also played sports, right? I was competitive everywhere. I didn't just want to compete on the court, right? Anybody here hoop? Anybody here play ball? All right, so you would understand I'm competitive, but I was competitive with my grades. I wasn't just competitive with that girl I was trying to get, right? I was competitive everywhere in my life. But I'm not here to brag on myself. I'm here to tell you how even somebody such as myself, how peer pressure got to me and I almost lost everything. Or at least everything at that age, right? Because it meant everything to me. Now I was a little bit older at the time. I was in the 11th grade. And right now you may feel like the 11th grade is a long ways away, but I promise you it's not. The 11th grade is a lot closer than you think. I was in 11th grade, and my friends had been going all year. They had been skipping class, and I don't know how y'all do it now, but at the time we had 2 lunches, right? And my lunch was the second lunch. So what my friends would do, they would skip and go to both lunches, and they go to the gym and play ball. Now again, I told you I'm a schoolboy. I don't want to miss no grades. I want to be on top of everything. I don't want to miss nothing. You feel me? And to be honest with you, I'm also scared of just getting in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm afraid of the consequences. So, but this one particular day, this one time I decided to give into peer pressure. We had a substitute teacher. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to give in. My friends begged me to come to the gym and hoop. So I come to the gym. I go hoop. And the one time I decided to step out and give into peer pressure, right? I wasn't out doing drugs, I get it, but I was still doing something I had no business doing. Okay. I go to the gym, I go hoop, I split the defense, I go down the lane, I go up for a layup, and me and the defender make contact, I hit the ground, I try to get back up, and I don't know how many of y'all broke a bone before, but sometimes when you break a bone, it's like dead weight. Dead weight means like once I tried to get up, my leg felt like a house was on it. I was like, what's wrong? And I looked down and I'm telling y'all my leg was so swole, I couldn't believe it. I broke my leg. So the one time I decided to give into peer pressure, I always make great decisions. But the one time I decided to give in, I decided to go to the gym, I break my leg. I mean, it was like 200 kids in the gym. Y'all should have seen it. Like everybody rushed over. Demetrius broke his leg, right? DD broke his leg. Y'all can just call me DD. DD broke his leg. So I'm like, yo, so there's no career right now. Like, I'm not going to be able to play basketball the rest of the year. I played for school. I'm not going to be able to play for the rest of the year. Just that fast, this is the weirdest way that I'm about to get caught, right? Because I was skipping class. Now they about to know that I skipped class. But I'm going to tell y'all just how serious it got. So, what's funny about peer pressure is they say, I want all of y'all to do me a favor. Look to your right. Look to your left. Now, you probably got, what, 2 friends here, 5 friends here. Some of you maybe even got 10 friends in here, right? I'm going to tell you what the statistics say. Not me, what the statistics say. The numbers say that the person that's sitting next to you that you call your friend, you won't even know them in 10 years. That's how I feel. In 10 years, you won't even know who that person is. You won't be friends with them, you won't be communicating with them. So I'm going to tell you how things happened for me. I broke my leg, and I was in the cast from the tip of my toes. I just want y'all to listen to me. Just listen to me. I'm going to get out your way, I promise you. I was in the cast down to the tip of my toes up to my hip bone. I was out of school for 2.5 months. 2.5 months. Now, I got good friends. I don't know about y'all, but I got good friends. I don't got the fake friends now. My friends don't ride or die for me. I'm going to tell you what happened. I broke my leg. I sat at home for 2.5 months because the cast was too long. I couldn't walk on campus with that cast. Right? Out of the 2.5 months that I was out of school, anybody want to guess how many of my friends called me? What you talking about, 0? I said I got ride or die. How many? 10? How many? 2?
1?
3? That's a good number. I had 0 friends call me. I said I gotta ride it out. I said it, didn't I? I gotta ride it out. All my friends ride it out. 0 people called me. I had 1 friend show up, but that was only because I called him myself and I begged him to come over there. It gets worse. Hold on, it gets worse. I get out of the cast 2.5 months later. Remember, I'm a schoolboy. Right, I'm on top of all of it. I'm gonna make sure my grade's straight. I get out the cast, I go through physical therapy, I learn how to walk again. I gotta learn how to walk again. At 16 years old, I gotta learn how to walk all over again. I come back to school, and you know what my teacher said to me? Demetrius, what you doing here? Huh? What you mean what I'm doing here? I go to school here, I'm here for class. I broke my leg, I was out for 2.5 months, now I'm back. She said, well, baby, I don't know, I'm not the one to tell you this, but the 2.5 months you were out, baby, you got 3 F's on your report card. I was told that at this point, you just gonna fail the grade and come back next year.
Oh, dang.
Now again, I'm 27 right now. At 27, that may not mean a lot. But at 16 years old, somebody who loves school, that was everything to me because I don't know what y'all plans is, but I wanted to go to college. That was my out. I wanted to go to college. You feel me? So when you telling me, like, imagine how embarrassing that is. I've been doing good all this time, making straight A's honor roll, and all of a sudden I'm about to fail. Huh? What you mean? I remember to this day, sitting in the counselor's office with Miss Tanya. I'll never forget this. And I remember she sat in there and she told me, she said, baby, at the end of the day, Demetrius, because I was like, my friends, what about my friends? They have broken legs. They could have came up here. They could have went and got my schoolwork and brought it to me. My mama, it don't matter, Demetrius. At the end of the day, whose grades is it? Isn't it your grade? Yes, ma'am. Isn't it you that's going to be failing? Yes, ma'am. Isn't it your future? Yes, ma'am. Then stop making excuses. At the end of the day, Demetrius, and this is the second thing I want y'all to make note of, all right? At the end of the day, Demetrius, sometimes in life, you have to do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, how it needs to be done. At times, you don't even feel like doing it. That's called discipline. That's the second thing I want y'all to remember if you don't take nothing else from what I said today. Discipline, right? I remember that day sitting in the room with that counselor, and that's another thing I want all of y'all to understand as it pertains to counselors. Don't ever let somebody tell you because you're a boy, don't ever let somebody tell you at all that it's weak for you to go see a counselor. Go talk to somebody. If something's wrong with something's bothering you, go talk to somebody. Strong people go to counselors. Strong people go see their therapists. All right? So don't ever let somebody tell you otherwise, because that talk to this day got me to where I am today. You understand? I ended up working my butt off, applying that discipline, that self-discipline, that same discipline that I just talked about to my life. And I ended up graduating #1 male in my class by the end of my 12th grade year. Again, I'm not here to brag on myself. I'm letting you know I'm not special. I'm just like you. I just applied something to my life that you can do the same thing about. I promise you. You can do the same thing. I ended up graduating from high school. I spent that next year just looking around at my surroundings. But see, here's the thing. I talked about in the beginning that Miss K wanted me to speak about the whole homelessness thing, right? But see, what people don't understand is, they say like, when I tell them I was homeless for almost a year and a half, they said, a year and a half? Why was you homeless for so long? It don't take that long to get back on your feet. Well, this is what a lot of people don't realize, and I'm gonna blow your mind with this. A lot of the time, most of the time that I was homeless, wait for it, I wanted to be homeless. Now, I'm not telling y'all in here to go out and aspire to be homeless. Absolutely not. What I'm telling you is to aspire to have the mindset that I had at the time. Why did I want to be? Why would anybody want to be homeless? What you mean, DD? I wanted to be homeless because when I graduated high school, when I looked around at my surroundings, my friends weren't doing the things they were supposed to be doing. I didn't let them peer pressure me anymore. Because the statistics say in 10 years you won't know the person sitting right next to you. So the boys in here, while you trying to impress that girl, understand that you won't know her in 10 years, man. That's what the numbers say. I don't say that. Young ladies, this is just I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Don't settle. To all my young ladies in here, don't settle. If you're a knucklehead and you don't want to listen, if you don't want to do the right things, I'm telling you, don't settle at all. Right? Because I chose not to settle in life. And that's real. I chose to be homeless because I was willing to separate myself from everybody in my hometown, right, who didn't want to do the right things, who was trying to go down the wrong path. I didn't want to be around them. So I moved away. In 3 months, I was homeless. I was sleeping in a shed. But guess what? I was okay with that. I was okay with that because I was focused. I was looking in the future. I was thinking about when I was back in my hometown, what the consequences would have been if I would have stayed there. If I would have indulged in those things that my friends were involving themselves in, right? Now, when you look at my life, and I graduate from college, right? In 2 months, I get my master's degree. I just had a mindset and a discipline, and I had the courage to do what I wanted to do, and I had my mind in the right place the entire time. People think that courage is not being afraid to do something. Oh, He's so bold. That's not what courage means. Courage is being afraid and doing it anyways. Courage is being afraid and doing it anyways. So again, I say, you take today, here on now, have a mindset that you are in control of how your life goes. We all are going to go through tough times in life. But just understand that no matter what you go through, at the end of the day, you have a say in the decisions that you make. You have a say in who you involve yourself with. All right? Because what good is being the one when you're the only one that knows it? Show the world that you're great. Thank you.